Why is it louder?
I
Is
don't
it
know.
still louder?
Hey, even some of the stuff I've been cutting up to put on the internet, it's the same thing. Like you only see us, and then you hear this loud voice come in from off to the side, and you're like, "Oh no,
Hello.
who's that guy?"
How's that? Is that better?
That's a little better, I think.
Yeah.
How about now?
But when you get excited,
Oh wait, hold on. He just turned on the music, so we can't even talk about the stuff we were going to talk about.
Hey,
it's on a timer.
I don't hear any music. I don't know what you're talking about.
Again, Mac, you're you're splitting hairs. Like you turned on the music because you set it up for.
Must be 13:01.
Yeah.
Okay, time to go.
Like Damon and I did not set it on a timer.
I got him without a funny voice. Okay.
Again, trying to explain the things.
Must
And
be
later on, this will be an
13:01.
issue. And because you guys aren't listening, it'll be like, well, why didn't you say something? I did.
Yes.
You guys just never listen. That
Right.
checks out. Damon and Ted, what's up?
Yeah. That was a pretty strong intro.
All you're getting.
Pretty strong
You're not
intro.
going to listen to me. That's what you get. I want to do it at the front of the show because I don't think anyone listens to the end. You can find us at thatchecksout.net, all the socials, that checks out, WDT. That stands for with Damon and Ted. I am Ted. That makes him Damon. Let's start the show. I'm hoping this is your first episode because you'll never come back.
What if we've already got you?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to That Checks Out with Damon and Ted.
See, you never know what you're going to get. It's live. Hey,
What are you, Forrest Gump over there?
yeah, what am I, a farmer? So anyway, we have a sponsor, and I have the audacity to not hand it to Wilson and let him read it. I'm going to read the sponsor.
We all know how great Damon is a cold read.
Yeah, so this is about to be a train
Actually,
wreck.
you've had it forever, so it might not be a cold read.
Okay, so our sponsor this week, is it's called Amy's Nail Kingdom. Now they have a web or a Facebook page. Okay,
Is it sponsored by Mutual of Omaha?
Yes, right. Right. Their new spokesperson is Aaron Rodgers because State Farm dropped him. So, yeah. So, anyway, that's funny because her brother's a big Packers fan. So, anyway, the website is colorstreet.com/Amy King, M-I-M-I. So, Amy King, Mimi. Okay. And that's Amy how you normally spell it. Okay. I realize we have some IE people out there. I'm cool with that. But if you're going to do a website.
We also have an M-E-E.
Yes, we do.
Who's a friend of the show. So, check your tone there, son.
So I'm not
Check your
picking.
tone.
I'm not picking or ripping. What I'm saying is, if you're going to have a website, okay,
You're not picking and ripping?
I'm not picking and ripping.
Like how you eat chicken?
Right. Yeah. That's like throwing something into a wood chipper. So anyway, you're going to go to colorstreet.com/Amy King Mimi, M-I-M-I. And then that'll be her line. She does everything in there from being able to host parties, this, that. I have not told my wife about this yet because I believe she's going to be buying stuff.
I see.
So when she hears this podcast, which, yes, she does listen. And yes, when I said we weren't friends, that went over great.
Yeah, I know. she mentioned it more than once.
Yes.
Is
yeah,
that why you had to go to a class?
Yeah, that went over wonderful.
Yeah. Is that why we didn't record last week?
Yeah.
Do you want?
I was grounded.
Yeah.
He is not coming out. You're like Eddie Haskell at the door. Gee, Mrs. Cleaver, could Wally just come out and record this week?
Do you want me to explain the / the backslash, the difference?
Yeah. What's
/ is if it's going out to a different website. Backslash is if it's an internal website.
Oh.
So forward, like you're going out, and back is if you're like, no, this is us internally. Forward is if you're bouncing to someone new.
I did not know that.
Yeah, that's the difference between the slashes.
Okay, who said you wouldn't learn something on here when I'm not talking?
I know.
That's weird. Okay?
Yeah.
That's weird.
And now Mac's like, maybe he does know about some technical stuff. It's only taking 90 some episodes for him to get that in.
Maybe
I don't really hear the music when it's playing.
Maybe he was right that I did, like, in a sense, start the music.
Right. So again, go to her website. You'll have all her
Still
links.
salty about it, Macintosh.
Yeah. And she has, like I said, Amy's Nail King /dumb, D-O-M. Okay. Not D-U-M-B. I'm not.
Yeah.
Okay.
King of the dumb.
Yes, that's how it is. So again, look her up, get some nails. Wilson? Get some
And we'll
nails.
have all this linked in
We'll have it all.
places so you can actually see it.
We'll have it all.
Because I know that sometimes reading websites out loud, people are like, I can't.
Yeah. So if we can now, we appreciate the sponsorship this week. Please check her out. What I will say, my first ever read doing a sponsorship, pretty solid. Huh?
Yeah, I know that.
Huh?
I know that you just have.
If
to
I say
have,
huh enough times, you're going to agree with me?
I know you have to have praise to live. So yes, I will just say that.
Nice.
Otherwise, we will not get through this recording.
Nice. So now my next question is, before I ask how anybody's week is, I have a very specific question. Does anyone in this room have a mom who choked on a goldfish cracker at a monster truck jam and nearly died?
No.
No, it was Disney on Ice.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we were close.
Okay. So we're getting closer. Like I said, we're going to be very specific from now on and asking, when we ask how weeks are, we ask about family and friends and how people are. Mac, you're sure. Now, it could be ever, not just this week.
I
mean,
have
I
a
did
goldfish store.
There are like years I didn't know my mother because it was before I was born. So possibly.
Ooh, okay.
But I don't know if they had monster truck rallies unless they were like, a monster Model T.
Yeah, right.
We got a monster 57 Chevy rally.
Yeah. So we'll leave this one TBD. We really don't know. We're assuming no.
Could be.
Okay. All right. So other than that, how was your
I took
little
notes
hiatus?
because I remember, so we didn't talk. I took notes. So
Right.
I'm going to let you read my notes.
Your note says dumb beach, only
sorry.
not beach.
Sorry, it scrolled down. There we go.
Oh, this is improv. We don't do notes, you dumb beach. Oh, that's written to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got you. Okay.
Jackass. I met a gentleman yesterday who I swear was the mold for the most interesting man in the world from Dos Equis, right?
Oh, really?
He walks in, he's like, hey, I would like some help doing a pretty simple thing. I'm like, yeah, I can help you with that. Not a problem.
Yeah.
So I think this guy's just an older gentleman, doesn't know about technology, right? Because it happens a lot.
Yeah.
Suddenly, he's trying to talk to me, and I explained to him, like, where my work coverage goes, because we know I go to Iowa. So I explained that. And he's like, well, I'm sorry, I'm from Italy. Can you explain to me the distance between these two cities? And I explained it to him, and he's like, okay, and he's trying to tell me something. He's like, hold on, I am trying to tell you this in English, American English. I apologize. Up until that point, I didn't realize English wasn't his first language. It was amazing. And then
So he was very good at it.
And then he's like, so where I worked originally, but where I retired, he's like, where I retired from. And I was like, antiquated, is that a word?
Oh, that's awesome.
Is that a word someone would use for retirement? I'm going to use it.
Early antication.
And he's like,
It's a buyout.
I had 7 months of vacation, but they wouldn't buy me out. So what my work told me to do was work 4 weeks, take a month off, work 4 weeks, take a month off.
And burn it up.
Right. And so he's like, I traveled all these countries. I've been to 6 continents and all this stuff. And then he's like, so then when I finally left the ESA, and I was like, I know what that means. You might not.
I do not.
And then he's talking about, so just so you understand, sir, this is him talking to me. He's like, just so you understand, that's the European Science Administration, which is equivalent to your NASA. And I'm like, I'm familiar with NASA. Thank you. Yeah.
Wow.
So he worked at essentially European NASA.
Okay.
He's telling me all this. And then finally, he's talking about how he's the executor for this doctor. He said he went to the Museum of Science and Industry, which was the scariest place for him. And he goes to this long story to explain that because it was so scary because that's where he met this doctor randomly, became friends with this doctor, became the executor of this doctor's will who has no relatives.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Finally sold this doctor's 3 houses and then found out he had 13 storage units in Indiana because it was cheaper to have storage units there. Found millions in cash amongst the other stuff. Was trying to give away, the only time he messed up in all of his English, he said he called the Salvation Army and all the good years he could. And I was like, not going to correct you because you've done so well so far.
You know what? You have a lot of street cred with me. I'm going to let this go.
I'm literally like, please don't leave because as long as we keep talking, it looks like I'm working. And this is fascinating.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah. And he's 67. Now he drives a school bus because he just wanted something to do. But he wanted to have a job that revolved around the son he just adopted. His school year so he could do stuff with his son, but because he's a school bus driver, he's only working when his kid's at school. He has the same weekends, the same vacations, and I was like, "That's brilliant."
This guy is very interesting.
I don't want to drive a school bus, but that's
No.
at 67 years old, drives a school bus so he can support because he has older kids. He said his son is in Paris right now, and he knows 5 languages.
Mhm.
He said jokingly,
Nobody likes a bragger.
jokingly. That's the thing. Jokingly, in a language is not his first language. He jokingly said, "My daughters are dumber because they only know 4. They only know 4 languages." And he's like, "I hope you don't take that wrong. I'm trying to tell a joke. I don't know how that came out because it's not my first language." And I was like, "No, I got what you were
Your
saying.
European sarcasm's coming on pretty thick, sir.
I got what you were saying." And as Damon says, no one likes a bragger.
Yeah. Sir, we're speaking in my only language right now.
And then and then he tells the story about how he's a bus driver and he's in a poorer area and he was talking to the kids around Christmas. He's like, well, what do you hope to get? And they're like, well, I hope to get mittens and a hat and a scarf.
No kidding.
And I'm like, okay, go on with your story. And he's like, don't you want toys? Don't you want anything? She's like, no, I'm hoping for my mittens. That's what I want.
Stuff they need.
So he said that he was going to buy stuff. And his wife was like, well, how are you going to get it to him? Because I don't know if you know this, Mr. This is his wife talking, apparently. I don't know if you know this, Mr. European man, but an older gentleman handing gifts to a young school-age child.
Highly frowned upon, especially when it's their bus driver. Yeah.
So apparently he wrapped it up, put it in a garbage bag, and put it on their porch that said, fell off the sleigh, Santa, kind of thing. And it was just...
Well, first off...
And then I'm telling you, saw the story, and I was like, is this a gag? Like, you were like the most...
You're getting punked.
Yeah. Do you work for Dos Equis? Because I swear, you are the most interesting man in the world.
Okay, but realistically, and listen, this story's great. But realistically, couldn't that guy have like taught science at the school instead of even driving the school bus?
Well, I think he just probably,
Yeah, I'm just saying. I mean, his qualifications are probably far advanced.
That's a good point.
But
at one point, the person behind me, the other coworker, was like, "Yo, you're making me cry, but this is my time with this gentleman. Please,
yeah.
Please do not ruin my time.
Don't infringe on this one-on-one time.
Yeah.
So that's very cool. So you never met the guy before?
No.
Okay.
No.
So I have a similar story on somebody that I meet almost every week. I see them, and you never get to know somebody until like
this guy behind me.
No, it's not him. No, not at all.
Well, I mean, I don't know this guy at all. 2 years now.
He's your bus driver, but no, that is not correct.
Oh yeah, it's not a very long bus though.
So I have a gentleman who I really like him, and I see him very regularly. I never had an in-depth conversation with him, and I finally did. Only it was very one-sided, which for me, is the exact opposite.
Yeah, the fact that I get any words in on this podcast is amazing.
Okay, but here's the deal. This is how the sentence started. This is how the conversation started. I owned a mountain lion once for like 6.5 hours. Okay.
All right. So I got.
I'm hooked.
I was just gonna say, I got to admit, you got me reeled in.
No. Okay. Now here's the deal. I am not doing the one-up guy in your story. Your story's phenomenal, and you never met this guy before.
Right.
This is a guy that's been. He's been in my life for quite some time. I just never had these conversations.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So it's
that sounds like a book, like they put on a book jacket. Like I say that because yesterday I was reading a book and it started out with you open the book to say what it's about. And it's like I hadn't planned on digging graves that day when I woke up this morning.
Right.
That's one of those like,
hey, look what we're getting.
Oh,
hey, the board.
He just wanted an excuse to walk around. So do your thing again. Give me your line again.
Huh?
Give me your line.
I owned a mountain lion for like 6.5 hours.
There we go.
Yes.
That feels like
that's exactly how I felt.
And then it cuts to black and it's like, mountain lion place, time and date.
Now, I use notes because it's been 3 weeks, a little behind the scenes, been 3 weeks since we've been in this studio.
Has it been 3 weeks?
It has.
Really?
Because we skipped a week. We took last week off, and now we're back this week.
Okay, so you're saying we missed 2 weeks.
We missed 2 weeks, but
weeks.
we're 3 weeks, okay, since we've been here.
That's where I was
So
confused.
I had to take notes because this literally happened like the first day that we should have recorded, like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So anyway, I put, you serve piqued my interest. Please elaborate.
let me crack a beverage, sir. This is going to be a conversation.
Yeah. But in parentheses, this is really what I felt that day. By the way, if you ever wanted to become friends with someone to start a relationship on just start it with an equally intriguing statement. That would be the best way. Now, if you had nothing to follow that up with, you still had everybody's attention. You know what I mean? If your story was going to be how you pooped your pants in second grade, if you go, I once owned a mountain lion for 6.5 hours, I'm hooked.
Yeah.
I'm reeled in.
Yeah, was this like a card game?
So this is the real story.
I knew I shouldn't have bet.
Apparently, when you attend a wildlife auction with a friend, and a mountain lion sells for $250, that's what it sold for, and you lean over to your friend and go, "Wow, only $250. Maybe someday I'll own a mountain lion." Wink, wink. You better make sure the friend sinks in on the wink, wink. He got a phone call years later from said friend who said, "Hey, are you home?" "Yeah, I'm on my way to your house." "Okay, what's up?" I just got you a mountain lion.
Why are these people auctioning off wild animals?
So they do everything from goats and this and that for people with farms. Mountain lion, I have no idea.
Yeah.
And I think there's only so many states in this country where you can actually have one on your property and not be like going to prison. Okay. Illinois is not one of them.
Yeah.
Okay. Now this was transported
I
from.
assume.
Uh-oh.
I assume Arkansas is. Isn't that where?
Yeah, it might be. I don't know. Well, no, there's Oklahoma and I think Florida.
Yeah.
Was where that like the big cat rescue and stuff that
Yeah.
Joe
Was it
Exotic
Oklahoma? Yeah.
Right,
Is that where it was? It was somewhere down there. Yeah.
So anyway, I believe this was bought at a sale in Kentucky. So it's probably okay to have them there and do that. Okay. So he shows up and he said, only paid $250 for it. So not only did someone purchase, now I said, so it was a cub. He says, no, full grown mountain lion. Okay. Not like a baby.
So you can't even enjoy it for a minute.
No, not even like a baby that you're like, hey, this is cool, right? No, we're talking, I gave you an adult. He's already been through the teenage years. He's done angst.
Yeah.
Now he's pissed off and grizzled and hates the world.
I understand you didn't
Ta-da! You know?
You once mentioned you didn't have a mountain lion and you didn't like your face.
Right.
I have fixed that with one gift.
Right. I also brought you some SPF 50 Sweet Baby Ray's rub-on sunscreen that you can lather up with. So anyway, you have to make sure the guy picks up on the wink, wink. Okay. Yeah. So he shows up and he says, so that he literally, I think he paid the guy for, so now not only do you get this cat, you have a debt that
Right.
you're now paying. It's like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
And I'm sure any meat I had in my fridge that I was going to cook this weekend on the grill, I'm now feeding this cat
Right.
at like $7 a pound.
Also, it would be like, yeah, you owe me $250 for the cat. You owe me $250,000 to take it away.
Right. Right.
Oh, I see how this game is played.
Right. Right. So anyway, so he goes, this is what impressed me the most. Is he goes, I owned it about 6.5 hours and I found somebody to take it. Okay. Now you've piqued my interest on your Rolodex
I was
of
saying-
people.
You were calling everyone in America.
But your contact list has got to be so impressive when you have people that like under might want to Mount Lion.
Here's the thing, though. He already knew one guy.
Right.
He already knew one guy.
You're right. You're right. No. The guy who was gifted the mountain lion, he had to find a guy.
No, that's what I'm saying, though. But he
Right.
already knew one guy who had purchased a mountain lion in
Right.
the first place.
Right.
Who's to say he didn't know two?
Right. Correct.
Clearly, he knew more than two because it took
Yeah.
him 6.5 hours to find
So
whichever guy number
like I
what
said,
it was.
He's just running through this, and I just, me personally, I was thrown back by, like, I think I have a pretty impressive contact list. I can talk to people that have different net worths. I can talk to people that do different jobs. I can talk to people that I probably shouldn't talk to in my phone, and that's cool. I'm blessed to do that. I don't have anybody in my phone that is like, hey, I've had a mountain lion. Now, mind you, for less than a full work day.
Right.
So most people put in 8 hours a day and can't get anything accomplished. 6.5 hours later,
Yeah.
I moved a mountain lion.
No, I want to call off from a job. Yeah, I can't come in today. What's up? Well, first off, it's illegal for you to ask me that. But I'm gonna back it up with I gotta find a home for my mountain lion.
Do you think instead of FMLA, it's just FML? You're just like, okay, listen, are you familiar with acronyms?
Yeah.
I'm going to say FML.
Yeah.
You mean FMLA? No.
No.
Hold the A.
No. Yeah.
Hold the A.
Hold the A.
Hold the A. FML. Okay. I'm going to tell you this right now. This is where I'm at. Okay. Now, my goal is to be able to come in tomorrow, which
Yeah.
means I got to
Yeah.
get on the phone.
Yeah.
Okay. I got to get on the phone.
Yeah, because
So-
that means I've saved my A.
Right. My A is not going to prison. Okay. So we're golden. Because my other thought was, and I did not ask this because I was so busy listening and just absorbing, which is absolutely anti-Damon. You
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah.
So I'm listening, absorbing. And my questions, as they popped up, I'm like, no. You don't interrupt. You just keep listening. You're getting way too good of information. But I really thought, so how are you equipped to receive said mountain lion?
He's just human centipede, a bunch of cat carriers together. Get in there. Just fit in this thing.
Even if you've got a farm, okay?
Yeah.
You're not putting them in the stall where the horse goes. You know what I mean?
Okay. Now I'm gonna put you in here. Don't eat those chickens.
Yeah.
Just don't eat them. You understand?
Please.
We had an eye on that.
Mac, you have a feral cat problem. I have got a solution for you. Okay?
You thought you had a cat problem. I'll show you a cat problem.
That's not a cat.
The cats will, yeah. That's not a knife.
That's not a cat. That's a cat.
But if you think about it, seriously, how many people go to work for 8 hours in a day or even more and go, I didn't get anything accomplished today? This guy said, hey, you know what? I'm going to wrap it up at 2:30 today. I got the cat gone. I got my 6.5 in. I'm golden.
Yeah. Well, yeah, seriously. Like, whoa, yeah, you know what? Woo! I'm going to call it.
Yeah.
That was a little early. Like about 90 minutes early. I'm going to go.
I think we'll wrap it up, head over to Applebee's. You guys want some dinner? You know?
Hey, cat, you coming? You want to come? You're going to love those riblets.
So I thought I'd heard it all and we're kind of walking away. And he goes, that's a cool story. And it happened to me. He says, but he goes, it was actually weird. He goes, when my son was little, he was about 11. And this is what he tells me. He goes, he was real good friends with Ted Nugent.
Wait, how old is this guy?
Okay. So
That his son was friends with a guy that seems like he's 106.
okay. So I think his son was a fan.
Okay.
And somehow was able to read. This guy is older than us by 20 years. Okay. Easily. So great. He real nice guy. And of course, very now just cool to listen to him talk. But he goes, so here's the deal. He goes, he had, Ted Nugent had some bear cubs going through a similar auction.
I believe it.
And I do too. And he says, and he needed somebody in the area to watch him. He says, so I actually had bear cubs at my house overnight. He goes, they eat every 2 hours. Now, those were cubs. Same as if you had a lion cub. You know what? That thing still got huge paws, and if it like, reared up and got you, it would hurt. I'm sure it would hurt. And jaws, I'm sure, just like them little alligators, they get a hold of you. It hurts, you know? But he's like, he goes, he had to get up every 2 hours and feed it. And he goes, then he got really attached, but then we took him to the auction and, we were good. And I was just like, wow, I mean, I didn't want to leave. You're like, there's got to be so many more stories. If these are just a couple that popped in your head, if someone stops me that listens to the podcast and goes, man, I'd just like to spend a day in your head. No, you don't understand. The stuff that pops in my head first that I talk about is nowhere near probably as entertaining as the stuff I don't.
Can I have this guy's number? Because I would like him to call you every Saturday. Around 8:30.
Yeah, because we don't need notes. We want this fresh in your brain. But I had to write some of that
I just
stuff
meant
down.
like he would keep you distracted, and then I could have my weekend back. I could have my weekends off again. I like how you took that like it was a positive for this. I was like, no, it was so I could quit.
Yeah,
That's how that works.
Yeah. So,
hey, we're just doing studio stuff while we're here, Mac.
Yeah.
I don't really like how that looks. Let me adjust while you guys are live.
That
will remain a mystery.
Yeah. So since I'm going to cut this up and put it on the internet, we should probably practice
on the interweb.
On the interweb.
Now, I think it might have been 2 weeks ago. Yeah, it was.
Mm-hmm.
I came home from work. Nothing. Not all day. It was totally fine. I was sitting in a chair, and all of a sudden, it was like if someone had poured battery acid into my mouth and then threw like knives in there. And I was like, "What is this? I've never felt this pain in my life."
Oh, I remember this.
Yeah. So I literally go upstairs, and I go, how do I get an emergency dentist like now?
Yeah.
Because it's like 4:00 on a Friday. I'm like thinking,
and they want to go home.
I am effed. That's all I'm thinking, right?
Yeah.
Luckily, this guy, it was like, he's open until 6, got me in and everything. And he comes in, he's like, how you doing? I'm like, why are we asking these questions? Let's just chop, man, get to the stuff. Mm-hmm. He's like, hey, I'm sorry, I got another patient. I'm going to be going back and forth. I'm like, you're doing me a favor, man. You don't need to apologize to me.
Do me a favor. Change gloves in between. Other than that, we're good.
Can you make this pain stop? I don't care what you do. Yeah. I don't care, like, if you come back in and you punch me in the nuts. Like, whatever you got to do, make this mouth pain stop.
That's how they get you.
He was so like, hey, I'm really sorry. I got to go run and check the other person. I'm like, I don't care. Like,
right.
at that point, he's already, like, he's done the gel and he's shot my mouth with needles.
He's letting
and stuff.
it kick in.
He's already, I'm already numb. Like, at this point, like, you could disappear for, like, 3 days. I don't care. Like, it was just so weird how he was like, I'm so sorry. I know I got you in last minute, and I'm probably going to stay late to help you out. But I'm just going to have to run next door for like 2 seconds. Is that okay? Yeah, whatever, man. Whatever.
We had regular people that were already scheduled that are here that I started on, but I wanted to attend to you.
But it was so weird how like out of the blue it was. It just all of a sudden was like, this is the worst pain you're ever going to experience. And I've had some pain, but and I was like, wow, this sucks. Now I get it when people are like, oh, you've never had that? I'm like, no, you hate it when you do it. You're right. I hated it. Hated it so much. Oh man, that was the worst.
I just like.
Well, then the next day, like we were. I remember. Oh yeah, because Mac was out of town. That's the first week we didn't do it. Yeah, and I was like, oh, you're not recording because of your mouth? Like, no, that dumb bitch would have made me come down and record anyway. I would have been like, welcome to That Checks Out. Why are you talking like an idiot? You know what happened to me. I guarantee the whole episode you would have just given me crap about it. Yeah. Ted, can you just talk normal? No, I can't.
We have 3 sponsors today. Yeah. Ted, can you read these?
Yeah. And these are serious. Don't mess it up.
Yeah. Stop side jawing these. Let's get this done the right way. Come on, man. Come on. So hey, Mac.
What's up?
You took a vacation.
Yep.
You're Tennessee, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Anything interesting happen?
I'm
gonna leave it. See, that's a wide blanket.
Yeah, we have set a bar pretty high, man.
Yeah, anything we know that nobody choked on a goldfish at a monster truck jam when you were gone.
So let's see. We killed a bunch of animals.
Yeah.
Checks out.
Okay.
We rode some horses.
Checks out.
Went to the
Then we killed them. What kind of weird survival trip were you on?
Actually, no, kind of.
Oh, we put the screen up.
Yeah.
This is getting real. It's getting real. You can see us now.
I can't.
Yeah.
So I haven't.
Can you
been
wear
on a
mirrored
horse.
sunglasses that way I can see back here?
I haven't been on a horse in probably 7 or 8 years. My mom retired, moved down there.
Yeah,
Amy's been on a horse once in her life.
You just got to get back on a horse. I mean,
I did.
You fall down,
I
you just
did.
get back up.
Amy's been on a horse once in her life. My mom's like, yeah, let's go horseback riding. Okay, and my mom lives right in the foothills of the Smoky Mountains, and she immediately hit like the advanced course. So my wife, who's been on a horse once, and
Your
we're
wife's
going up and down these
Where's
hills,
the bunny hill?
in and out of trees and everything. We had cuts all over us by the end of
see,
it. Like we were bumping into trees and crap.
But nobody fell off.
Amy almost did twice. It was hilarious.
Oh yeah.
Well, doesn't matter. His wife doesn't.
Yeah, it was
know
hilarious when you got to buy a special van to get her home. Then you don't want to do that stuff. Okay.
Was that? I hope that was day 2 in the vacation. That way you guys are walking around sore the rest of the time.
Yeah. Where's the Volkswagen? Had to trade it in. I had to get a special van. Wow.
Those aren't easy to come by right now.
No.
Cars are scarce.
Yeah. No, she got had this horse that apparently does not like water or getting its hooves dirty. So like,
and that's the one you put the person that's rode one time on.
Apparently, yeah. I mean, it wasn't my choice.
Was that one of those? By the way, now that you're already on this horse,
it was a new horse. They'd only had it for a little bit, so I don't know if they knew that particular quirk.
Max like my horse liked guitar solos and Yanko pants or Janko pants. So we were golden. Amy's horse hated the wilderness.
We came to a stream that's about this wide, right?
Yeah.
And the horse like leaped over.
All of a sudden, she's like, got a show pony.
Yeah.
Oh, look at me.
Yeah. That horse was airborne.
God, I'm trying to think. There was some place where we went horseback riding on a vacation. And it was just supposed to be like a regular, like a small trail or whatever.
Yeah.
And literally, it was like the horse is like, not today.
Yeah.
We are going to gallop.
Yeah.
And it's like, what is going on?
Good news is you're going to get there before everybody. Yeah. Wow.
I don't even
Yeah,
remember
you might just want to pick your equine, right? A little more carefully in the future. So, yeah, no, I've been on a horse one time in my life, and I don't think the horse appreciated it.
Why does that horse keep saying nay?
Yeah.
I think he's German.
Right. Yeah. Are we all voting? What do we have no ayes. We have 3 nays.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should we let him on?
Nay.
The nays have it. So, and why does he have on the horse's feedback? What is he doing? That's really
free oatmeal? I didn't know that. It came with oatmeal.
Can you guys put a little milk in here?
Yeah.
I'm
dry.
over at the cow.
Yeah.
I tip it over, then I milk it upside down. It's all good.
Don't
Fresh
tell
oatmeal.
me you're still tipping cows.
Hey, when TJ said that, I was laughing. So we're going to have to break ties.
Yeah. Typical Ken.
That was really fun weeks ago. That was really fun. Wow. So you met an awesome guy.
Yeah.
Mac almost killed his wife.
Right.
And then other animals and a couple
You
horses.
found a guy you've known for years is awesome.
Yeah. And might be able to take those horses off his hands if need be. So
yeah, if you need $250 for those horses, I know a guy.
Yeah. I don't know what the going rate is for those. I mean, you pay by the hoof, you know.
I just realized they did get that horse for free too. Amy rode the free horse.
Maybe they should have looked that gift horse in the mouth.
You're going to be on coupon. It's like, what's coupon? What do you mean? Well, first off, it's scared of everything.
Yeah.
It's in the wild. Can I ride this at the mall? No, you cannot ride this at the mall.
Why is that horse named Buck?
It loves Spencer's and fountains full of dimes. It hates streams, trees, and rocky areas.
I thought you were going to say and riders.
Yeah.
It really hates riders.
You know what? It really hates people. It's not a people person.
It really hates stuff on its back.
Yeah. So we're not going to give you a saddle because that's just going to piss it off even more.
Yeah, that's doubly pissed.
Hold on.
Yeah. Your bareback is only half pissed.
Okay, don't pull its hair. Hates that worse than hates saddles. Wow. That is so awesome. Yeah. Wow. Okay. I just picture you doing that. So these were your family. Your family owns the horses, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, were there only 3 to choose from?
Yes.
Immediately.
there were 3.
Yes.
Yes.
That was it. We only had 3.
The largest horse by default went to me, and I still looked ridiculous on it. Like I look at the pictures of it, and I'm just like that poor horse.
So you look like an adult on a kid ride? Is that what you're trying to say?
I think so. Yeah.
Who's the bear riding the moped?
I have some pictures of me like riding rides with my kids, like small, like Disney rides or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm literally like half falling out of the cart because like I could barely fit in it,
Right.
and they're having the time of their life, and I'm just like, oh my god, don't fall out of this, man.
Yeah. Well, you remember even when we used to go to like carnivals and stuff when we were younger, and you get in certain things when you're real small. You look back at some of the pictures, and you're like, okay, that probably wasn't safe for me to be on, and my dad's sitting in it next to me. And I'm like,
whatever engine
no.
they got driving that,
yeah,
like pulling that cable, that's what I want.
yeah.
Because apparently it's got some power behind it.
Right. Yeah. So you're interested in the ride? No, I want the cables.
Yeah.
I want the cables.
I want to know whatever horsepower this thing's putting out.
Max Horse had a winch. Just right, like one of those St. Bernards, just got a winch right around its neck. We ain't get stuck nowhere. Meanwhile, Amy's horse is jumping creeks and streams.
Yeah.
She gives her a snorkel and flippers just in case you fall off when you're going over the stream. We're gonna cross by the rapids, so just be ready, okay? Wow.
Yeah, it literally has like a pull cord. What's that for? That's for a water landing.
It's a raft.
It's a water landing.
It's a raft.
Only pull this in times of necessity.
Why are you wearing a life vest and a snorkel? Okay, here's the deal.
Hey, man, I need you to know that if it does not inflate, you can inflate it by blowing it on the tube by your shoulder.
Right. So make sure you take deep breaths and blow that up while you're in the water. Wow. Okay, we're off the rails, and I enjoy that.
Oh,
I enjoy that.
Are we ever on the rails?
Yeah. So since I've had plenty of time to, I watched a little TV, little Netflix, right?
Are these Tread flicks? Netflix
No, I'm back on Treadflix. A lot of Treadflix. So I woke up though. You know how I told you I fall asleep usually watching one channel.
Mac Damon's woke now.
Yeah, I'm woke. W-O-K.
I doubt it.
Woke.
Yeah, that makes sense. He just puts the screen down. I doubt it.
I doubt it.
I doubt it. I'm
And
out.
this is where I leave.
I'm out. Going back to my nap.
So I wake up one morning and I got that AWE network on. So it's got all the different cruises, different stuff. So it's doing a river cruise.
Isn't that a wrestling?
Yeah. So we're doing a steel cage match. Okay.
Oh, that's AEW.
But here's the deal. I'm half asleep. I'm trying to go back to sleep. Okay. I roll over and then I hear something that I wake up, I rewind it, and I watch the show and take notes. So they're literally traveling. This is a cruise. It's a river cruise through Vietnam on a muddy brown river where the boat only has 24 cabins.
Are you watching Apocalypse Now?
No, I'm not. But Jesse the Body Ventura was in this movie. So anyway, so my first thought was, what's the level of customer service on a muddy river boat that only has 24 cabins? Because if you have the worst cruise ever and 24 people bash you, you're golden.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You really are. You're good. So I thought, well, that's pretty cool. How do we do this? Then this is where they get you. Okay. I didn't know how you would entice somebody until they get the name of the boat. They announced the passengers now will all be boarding. This is where when I rolled back over and rewound it. They'll be boarding the Dong Fat Promise. DONGPHAT Promise.
All right.
Okay.
I feel like this is how you hooked Nicole, to be honest with you.
So the Clever Marketing Award of the year 2022
She
goes
wakes
to
up and she's like, I had a dream about some deja vu. I don't know.
Now, unless the boat's name, like the owner is like Denny Dongfat or something, I don't understand how that's what you put on there, and it's the promise. I also can tell you, this was probably booked by the woman of the trip. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's no husband being like, when am I ever going to take this?
Well, we are on day 3 of this cruise. Where is this promise?
Liar. You know? So I thought this is the equivalent, though, because it's a river cruise. So this is the equivalent of me putting people on a pontoon boat.
Yeah.
And basically naming it the girthy G.I. Joe guy, Scout's Honor. Okay. So
I'm pretty sure there's a Disney cruise that is on the Mississippi that goes into the Gulf and comes back up.
on a river?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. but I can tell you, like when you're booking this though, think about it. You're not going to tell your husband or your boyfriend or whatever, hey, we've been dating a couple weeks. I booked us a cruise.
Well, I assume this is for people that are like, I've cruised everywhere. I want to try something new. Like, how many cruises do you have to go through where you're like, well, I guess we're doing the 24 cabin Vietnam River cruise,
the muddy river.
Yeah.
You know, it's because it's like, so I've been to St. Louis. It's not far from us. You go down there. We went on a cruise one time, and that was the thing is like the water is just so murky and it's the river. It's what it is, you know. But now you're in another country because there was a lot of looks like to be Americans on this boat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they've shelled out flights and you know, so you got airfare, you got the cruise, you got this, you got that. I'm assuming souvenirs. I don't know what you buy. You know, bottle of muddy water, take it home. I don't know. But you have all that out, and you honestly don't have what is the go-to for that? What are you sending me? We don't use notes, sir.
Yeah.
We improv.
I don't want that on the recording. Though. I didn't want to forget it, but I didn't want that on the recording. Yeah.
I love when you get something so good. Hold on. I saw him
Hold on. I got to give you a note.
I'm like, who's he texting? And then all of a sudden he shows me the note, which, by the way, extremely funny.
Yeah.
Extremely funny.
We'll share that with Mac later.
Yeah. Wait,
hey, reach
what?
out. Reach out to us at That Checks Out. WDT. I'll just share it to you directly.
But I thought, so if I'm a dude and I'm booking this cruise, how about if you have like the boat is like size doesn't matter? You know what I mean? Or like the SS, I was in the pool, something like that.
Or maybe some things fell off. Maybe there was a comma after fat and a question mark after promise.
Right. You promise?
Dog fat.
The you fell off. You promise?
Dog fat promise?
So I have a couple more. You're going to come up with these real good because I know you. But I have a couple that at that moment, at like 4:00 in the morning, I jotted these down. The grower, not a shower.
All right.
Mine would be the epically average. So you're really playing up. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like that. It's great.
Yeah.
No, it's not. No, it's not. The SS, I was in the pool. And then the SS giggling, but the SS stands for seriously stop. Seriously stop giggling. You know what I mean? And then my last one was SS. Aw. Now, these all may or may not be things that I've heard before, and that's why they came so easily to me at 4:00 in the morning. But
you just literally had to go back to your diary and be like, okay, well, there's that one. And this one works too.
Yeah, I actually edited this to my top because I had like 50 of them.
October 14th.
Yeah. Day 2, I was born. The doctor went, aw.
Captain's log. She claims it's not a log.
Yeah.
Captain's twig.
She no longer calls me captain. But I just thought, is there anything more as a guy saying, okay, once you get there, I'm assuming this is painted on the side. Now, I'm hoping it's in a foreign language.
Yeah.
So I can't read it.
No, I'm pretty sure it would say dong fat.
Really?
Yeah.
So is there anything less you'd like to see when you're walking onto the ship than be like, oh.
Here's the thing. Is like there's a lot of places out there with those names. It doesn't mean what you think it means. I don't know what it means.
I understand.
But so it's not like it's
the implication is
now,
wonderful.
What's weird,
yes,
is that it says promise at the end. Yeah. Like it's not some other.
It's like a guarantee.
Yeah, it's not like some other word, that it isn't like doesn't equate to what we think it is.
Right.
It's like here's a word that doesn't equate. Here's a word that doesn't equate. Promise.
Yeah.
Like, couldn't you just go with another word that doesn't equate, and then I could have pretended that it doesn't?
Right. 1/3 of this is starting to make sense.
Yeah.
I don't know what the rest of it is.
I don't. Can I know what these mean real quick?
Right. Cabin for one, please.
Yeah.
Cabin for one. This is going in my Yelp review.
Now they have 24
cool.
cabins, but how many crew? Because sometimes they'll be on a cruise and be like, there's this boat holds 5,000 people. We have a crew of 2,700, which seems like a lot of people.
Yeah.
For 5,000 people.
Right.
But we have 24 rooms. It holds, let's say, what's a weird number? Let's say 50 people.
Yeah.
We have a crew of 4. Like, oh, that's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
That's going to be an issue.
Good news is y'all get a turn to steer the boat.
Yeah.
Okay. And if we get stuck on the shore, y'all get a turn to paddle.
So you saw this on TV. Was there a picture of the boat? How big was it?
Yeah, there was a picture. It was like your typical, it's almost like one of those ferry boats you used to see.
Yeah.
But it didn't have the big wheel on the back. You know what I mean? So
it's like, it's a 24 staterooms, but it's all this tents that have popped up.
Yeah. It's an aircraft carrier just with tents on top of it. We repurposed this into.
How did you peg these down? I guess you didn't. That answers that question. Never mind.
Timmy was in there.
Well, now the ratio of crew to people are much
fire
better.
a guy right on the. We don't need you anymore. Get in the canoe.
Yeah. Now we're down to 3.
Get in the canoe. He'll starve. Put some food in there. I gotta think of everything.
What, I think of everything? I'm just going to call that back.
So again, if you are looking, and you are traveling to Vietnam and you want to do a river cruise, I would single-handedly search out,
because I've seen some shows about river cruises. Usually
some of them look pretty cool.
Usually it's in Europe,
yeah, or Germany or something.
Yeah,
you have a lot
on
of
the
stops.
Rhine.
Yeah,
but I was just gonna say some of those boats are literally like one boat's going one way up the river, the other boat's going the other way up the river, and I swear you can hear like the as they're scraping by.
Yeah,
There's no room.
Yeah. Everybody suck in and get on the left side of the boat.
My mom did. I think she might have done a river cruise.
Really?
Maybe, yeah.
And again, if you do
in Italy or somewhere out there, I think she did that.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, but that's somewhere too. If you're doing that, again, maybe Vietnam has some stuff people want to see. I don't know. To me,
we just have all the mentality of the war and all that stuff. But yeah,
probably. And maybe, I don't want to say like impoverished, but maybe, where it's like, hey, what is there that I'm going to get off and go, wow, and it blows my mind,
Yeah.
Well, and that's
how about this though? Probably if you live in Europe, you've seen all that stuff.
No, you're right.
Maybe
you're right.
This is like, I want to see something that doesn't look like my backyard.
Right. Same muddy river. Yeah. Same muddy river.
It's the people in Illinois that like vacation in Iowa. Like it's the same thing. Only we go north south and it goes east west. Like there's nothing out there. Yeah. Why are we going? Yeah. Though we did spend 2 days out in Iowa, so I don't.
And we saw everything that was the world's biggest.
Yeah.
That there was to see.
Go back early episodes.
Including Chris Cagle, which was awesome.
The other day I was like, what was that guy's name? We went to go see a dude. All I can remember was the River Ruckus.
All I can remember is when I went up to see him, I had Damon's hat and said, could you autograph this for
you a big
that guy that just bothered you?
You a big fan? No, I'm with that guy. He told you to say hi to Dookie. If you could sign this.
Yeah. I know you're famous on some level, but if you could sign this for that guy.
I know you're still trying to put that around in your head about what you just said on that guy's phone.
Right, yeah.
But now can you sign this hat for him as well?
Yes. No, I know Dookie. She's going to appreciate it.
I didn't know you yesterday, and I still kind of don't know you now.
Yeah. He half-assed sang your songs on the way here. I wanted to murder him.
You know that group of people that were shouting for you and like really happy to see you like in front of the stage? Yeah. I was in the bandstand way at the back, kind of
eating spaghetti in a bread bowl.
Eating spaghetti out of a bread bowl. Highlight of my weekend, sir.
Did you have anything to do with the spaghetti? Because it was wonderful.
Did you pick the spaghetti truck? Because if you hired that, if it was River Ruckus people, I don't need to talk to you.
Yeah. Where do I meet them? They can sign my shirt.
Yeah. Now I'm going to go get in a car with a guy who's going to ask me if it's okay to order a second breakfast.
Yeah.
You understand? You understand what I'm doing? Like, we've been out in a line entertaining all of these people for you because you've been taking your sweet ass time. Now I got to go watch this guy eat an insane amount of food and apologize to the restaurant for ordering it.
Yeah. I'm about to post FMLA and hold the A. The A is silent.
I'm about to go to the Field of Dreams, and the only dream I'm going to have is that somehow I die in that field.
Yeah. Can I bury a body in the corn? Because then I got to make sure I don't have the keys on him. Damn it, I got to dig them back up. They're in his pocket.
It's a rental. He has to return the keys.
We took the policy. You just got to get the keys back. You can park it on the train tracks. It's kind of cool. Just don't leave the keys in it. You're just on these total tangents.
And he's still like, what did you want on this hat? As he's giving the eye to his security people. Like,
woo-hoo,
nuts.
Woo, hey, over here.
Woo, look up here. Look up here.
Yeah. He's doing all the signs.
Well, he seems like he's having a great conversation with that guy.
Kegel's Kakan. We got to go. So, on that term,
the thing I remember like most is how we pulled in. The guy's like, you can't pull in here, right? So we drive around like 4 miles, park, walk 9 miles to the place, look over and like, oh, hey, that's where that guy wouldn't let us in. I was like, oh my God, we walked all the way back here. The guy's just sitting there like, told you. Told you can't come in here.
You don't have your car with you, do you? No, because I wouldn't let it. I wouldn't let it happen.
No, it's you guys. Dummies.
You look like you could use a bread bowl full of pasta. You better carb up.
Oh, do it.
You better carb up after that walk.
And then the next day, that's where we parked. Like, hey, do you think we could park there? I don't see that guy.
Yeah.
We're in, buddy.
Correct. Yeah. That was for the meet and greet. We shouldn't go down this road. I don't see that guy. We're going down this road.
Hey, we know where it ends up. We'll be good.
Yeah. So I would call that kind of a bromance. I got something to go off of right here.
Oh, no.
A dolphin bromance. Have you heard of this?
No.
Okay. So this is a true thing. Okay. So what it says is
this is a segue. I want to be like the owner and drive it off a cliff.
Yeah. So the researchers at the University of North Florida, so this sounds pretty up and up, okay, have found that male dolphins form long-term friendships in which the two males pair up for 15 years to help each other hook up with females. Not get Chris Cagle's autograph, but hook up with females. Okay?
So
the two wingmen, and I'm using quotes properly now, okay, because it's quoted on here. I'm just reading it. Help each other by herding fertile females and working with other male pairs to prevent female dolphins from mating with other males.
This sounds like not so much wingmen and blockmen.
Yes.
If you understand what I'm trying to say here.
Yeah, he's the blocker.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm over here leaning on the bar, talking to the females, and he's over there running interference so that the bandit can get on with what he wants to do. Yeah. And don't let no smokies in. Yeah. Hey, by the way, that's a Smokey and the Bandit reference. You ever seen that yet, Mac?
No.
Thanks for leaning into the mic and saying that. I knew the answer. I just wanted to.
Yeah. So the one guy is called Snowman.
Yeah.
Jack, and the other
he drives
guy,
the semi.
Yeah. He's the one blocking the friends.
Yeah.
He's blocking Buford.
Yeah. Buford T. Justice.
And Junior.
Yeah. So,
and Bandit is the one talking to the woman.
But
he's talking to Sally Field. You would get all this if you saw the movie, Mac.
Yeah, I'm very
Maybe
upset.
I'll watch it tomorrow.
Yeah.
I doubt it.
He started that sentence with maybe.
I doubt it.
And he ended it with tomorrow.
Yeah.
So.
The sun'll come out tomorrow. No.
Wait, what?
I hope so.
So, hey, can I give you some fun facts? Because I'm not going to do strange
I'm
stories.
hoping to have fun at some point.
Yeah, I'm not going to give you. No, I thought that. First off, that bromance thing, that's a fun fact. It's a fun fact. Shut up, Mac. You didn't even talk like Herbert, okay? Shut your face. Do it.
That was a reference?
Yeah.
I hope to have some fun at some point.
See?
That sounds like it would be nice.
See? Oh, you cringed him.
Yeah.
Okay, just checking.
Hold on, I gotta let Jesse out to make his peeps and poops. That's gonna feel so good for Jesse.
See, he's back now. You can't take it for too long.
All right, let's go.
Yeah. You laughed at something I said finally, and then, but whatever. It's all good. So,
Yeah,
and then I ruined it.
Right. That should be on your boat.
Yeah.
And then I ruined it. Yeah. Promise.
Right. The SS, well, that was fun. Promise.
Well, that was fun. Air quotes.
Yeah. Am I using air?
Did he write air quotes on his boat?
He's finally using air quotes right, but he spelled it out. He didn't even put the punctuation.
It's not even in the air. You could just put quotes on fun. What an
We're going
idiot.
to take this airboat. Oh, that says air quotes. I don't even know what this is. What are we doing?
It's just a giant rowboat. Yeah. There's no air in this at all.
All right, so I have three pretty cool facts. We'll start off with this one after we come off the bromance. In 2017, there's a global search to find a mate for Jeremy, a rare left coiling snail. Because his shell coiled counterclockwise in the opposite direction of typical snails, his mating organs could not align with others.
Hey, are you a counterclockwise? Yeah, of course you are.
So he was getting clock blocked. Yeah. So anyway, he put the screen down when I said that. so
and I'm out.
And he's done with us. So anyway, 2 candidates were found. Oh, this is great. But they proceeded to mate with each other instead of Jeremy.
Wait, how does that work?
Okay, so here's the deal. Well, apparently I don't know, what do you call that when you're asexual or whatever, you just mate. You mate with another one of your species. Okay. Right, okay? So anyway, so Jeremy has a 50-50 chance of getting one of these, and they both said, nah. No, you don't. No promise here. Yeah. We've actually decided we like each other, and you're still out, you know?
Well, it's like they put 3 Jeremys in a room and be like, hey, so it's you or me, or you or me, or him and me.
Yeah.
We're out.
We've agreed it's not you.
Yeah. Hey, Jeremy, maybe it's not the counterclockwise spiral. Maybe that's just an excuse. That's just a crutch for you. That's not really why.
On the side of his shell, it says, "Don't fat promise."
The other side is air quotes.
Yeah. This guy's pretty cocky. I'm not. You know what? That Jeremy. I'm not all about that.
I'm not believing it.
Yeah.
I think one doth protest too much.
Yeah. Didn't need the promise. Okay. Didn't need the promise.
That's where I lost it.
Yeah.
Like, no. Mm-mm.
But just imagine, like, if somebody really, like, when you flip a coin, it's 50-50 heads or tails.
Right.
Okay. So you flip it, and all of a sudden you didn't win.
Yeah. Well, that was the problem, is that they introduced, like, so let's say let's say Jeremy's A, And the other one's B and C, just for ease.
B and C should never meet.
Right.
Yeah.
They introduced B and C before introducing them to A.
Well, they're in the room talking to A.
Yeah. Wait, so you can't either, and I can't either?
Yeah.
We don't need to meet that other guy. We're good.
They're on the couch outside. Yeah. They're like, wait a minute, you like playing Madden?
Yeah.
So do I.
Yeah. Can you let the first one in? Oh, Jeremy, got some bad news. They both left.
What I think is awesome is the guys that ran the whole search are like, damn it, we had one job.
Yeah.
Keep them from talking to each other.
We did not think that through. I told them door one. Which one did you? I told them door one too. Oh no.
Yeah.
So there's no one in room two? No. Oh boy. Oh no.
Oh, the shades are down and the lights are off. Oh no. Do I hear Barry White coming out of there? It's one of the berries.
Are those shells are rocking? That's a problem.
That's a promise. All right. Coming off the bromance, I thought that was pretty good. All right. In Churchill, Canada.
Yeah, you went from bromance to no man's.
Yeah, exactly.
That's where you went.
Yeah. Hey, I was going to be your wingman. Turns out, I got this.
Turns out you were the wind beneath my wings.
Yeah. Thanks for the hookup, bro. I, too, have been searching forever to find someone like me. So in Churchill, Canada, this is great. Many locals leave their cars unlocked in case someone needs to make a quick escape from polar bears in the area.
I did read that somewhere. Yeah.
Okay, so you read that.
I just read the title. I didn't read anything else.
So I thought, what a great premise for like Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
You know, be like, no, they're polar bears.
Here's what you do.
Yeah.
You put polar bear like feet, like you make polar bear shoes
in the
put
trunk.
You put them over your shoes.
Oh,
so it looks like a polar bear ran up to that car, and then you take off.
Right.
I had to go. There's a polar bear. And they're like the cops or the Mounties are like, hey, seems like we've had another polar bear attack.
Yeah.
This all checks out.
Where's the car? It's already stripped down for parts.
Yeah. That's what you do. You leave the bumper.
Yeah.
So it looks like the polar bear ripped it off.
With the plate on it.
Yeah.
With the plate on it.
The polar bear ripped it off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where did that guy go?
Yeah.
Well, there's nowhere to find him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Meanwhile, you literally just have a chop shop that just like
right.
just right around the corner.
PB shop.
Yeah.
It's an acronym. What does that stand for? I wonder. Well, you're not going to believe this. People actually, we can sell the columns for these cars because people leave the keys in them, so we don't have to like break into them at all. It's pretty great.
It's the peanut butter. That's the peanut butter shop.
How bad of a polar bear problem do you have to be like, hey, look, if there's ever a problem, keys are in my car.
Yeah.
I'd be that one asshole that walks away and goes, boop, boop.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's always someone mauled outside my driver's door.
Yeah, I would do that and then put a sign that like in your tinted window so you can't read it from a distance.
Yeah.
But read it right like, you picked wrong, son.
Yeah.
You're like they're trying to open it. It's like, oh no. You picked wrong, son.
My
quotes,
sunshade
Damon.
across the windshield just says, my bad.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that would be me though.
Yeah. Your son's like, hope your insurance is paid up.
Yeah. Well, here's the deal. I hate to say it. Do you have to leave the keys in it? Because in reality, if you get to the car and get in it, now I realize I'm sure they could break a window, do whatever, but aren't they probably going to give up once you're in the car?
Yeah.
You know, and again, my knowledge of bears comes from seeing a couple of them from very far away on a porch in Tennessee where I didn't have to worry about them, and watching the movie The Great Outdoors when I was younger with the bear dump.
Big bear.
Yeah.
Big bear chase.
But I'm saying, even the bear dump where you can drive up and you watch them. Okay.
Yeah.
So, and even when they came over to the car, and I just did air quotes.
Yeah. I assume you just need to leave it unlocked, right? You get in the car, you sit
right.
there.
I don't know that you need the keys in it. Why do I need to make a getaway?
And, unless it's
you
because they need to turn on for the heat or something.
But if that's the case,
they're in there that long that they're going to freeze to death.
Yeah.
Well, good news, escape the bear. Bad news, popsicle.
Yeah.
Take it how you want. Good news, bad news.
So here's the catch. They get in the car. The bear's got the key fob. You hear the doors unlock.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. You would lock them to the chick, and then you hear the boop boop, and then you go back. You're like, oh no.
Oh, this took a bad turn.
It turns out it is the polar bear's car. You look over. You look at the back seat. It's just full of icy cups. And you're like, oh no,
oh no, Polar Pops! I should have seen this coming.
The calls are coming from inside the house.
That would be how I go.
Yeah.
Turns out the bear had the keys.
Yeah, there's an entire parking lot. You pick the one owned by the polar bear.
Right, yeah. And he's not even chasing. He's like, first off, he's not running that fast. Second off, he's heading right for my truck.
Yeah.
So
He's got a Grand National T-top. You're like, oh, that Damon's dead. Because you know that's the one he's getting in.
You know where he's going. That's a GNX. Those are rare.
There were 6 Buick Regals. He went with the rare one. That was his problem. Suddenly Canada's like Cuba where all they have is old cars.
Yeah.
We can't get parts, eh?
He slid over the hood of the Regal T-Type and jumped right in that GNX.
You can't get an A-body like this down in the States. I'm telling you, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, now Macaulay's up in Canada like, what are they talking about? I don't understand this at all.
Yeah. Yeah. Look,
Is that what the United States thinks about Canada? Yeah. You're our hat and you have cars from the 80s.
Call me when Police Academy's not in your top 5 movies of the week, okay?
You know, Bobcat Goldthwait lives around here right now. We can get you hooked up.
Hey, does some comedy. So the last one. This is my favorite. I saved it for last. Polar bear was good. Okay. After surviving 33 days lost at sea, a man finally landed ashore by chance on Namdrik Atoll in the Marshall Islands. Okay. There he discovered that his uncle, believed to have been lost at sea 50 years prior, had washed ashore on the same atoll and started a family. So it's a family tradition to get lost at sea. You go up to your Uncle Billy? Well, who's this? Well, this is your aunt.
Is it Uncle Baby Billy?
Yeah. You run around the house with a pickle in your mouth. Just be honest.
Here's the thing, like, did he wash ashore with another family that would like who's living on that island that he'd mated with?
Right.
Is this like a populated island?
No, it's a popular wash ashore island.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if it was a populated island, couldn't he just reached out and been like, "Hey guys, just so you know," maybe that's the thing. Maybe he was trying to hide.
Yeah.
Like, 50 years go by. Suddenly his nephew shows up and he's like, "Son of a."
This island's becoming a sausage fest.
What is this? I escape. I leave my family. I escape to this island to get away, to like pretend to disappear, and the one guy that washes up happens to be my nephew.
He's got a whole boat of Hawaiian tropic girls show up, and they're like, "Oh, our boat's fine. We're just doing a photo shoot," and they leave.
Yeah,
he's like
we're
the worst Gilligan ever.
We're in the dong fat. They got perfectly fine.
I promise.
We're gonna float away. Meanwhile, the one guy they fired in the canoe is the guy that washed up on the.
Right. But I can just imagine that when you're like, every time you see some capsize, oh, please be full of women. But please be full of women.
You know what I mean? Like, if it's a populated island that he found someone to start a family with, presumably you could communicate with where you left and we're like, "Hey, I'm here, by the way. Someone can come save me." So it seems like he left to disappear and start a new life, and the one guy that washes up is his relative.
Yeah.
What are the odds of this?
And he's like, "You owe my dad $20.
Yeah.
He's like, "That's why I've been here this whole time."
Turns out he's just from another island, 6 islands over.
Yeah. He's just there to collect.
Yeah, he's from family 2. This is family 3. Family 1 still doesn't know where any of these people are.
Right. So, you know, if they would have done this with the snails, keep them on different islands, it'd have been fine.
That's the problem.
It'd have been fine. Don't let him intermingle.
He started if he started a family, presumably he could have called the old one.
Right. Yeah.
Hey, just so you know, I'm a little deep into this now. I can't leave, but I'm out. I'm not coming back. If you're still looking for me, don't.
Where are you? I have no idea.
He lies. I'm on the Sandwich Islands. That sounds made up.
Yeah.
No, there's really Sandwich Islands. No, I don't know. I don't trust him.
I'm on Fantasy Island. There's a little guy that says deplane, deplane. That's a show from the 80s.
Yeah. You're making that up. That guy died.
Yeah. Is he wearing a white suit by chance? Is it Cesar Romero was with him or something? Wasn't that the guy that was with him?
It was Ricardo Montalban.
Okay, it was something.
So it was Batman's Joker as Ricardo Montalban.
Yeah.
This all seems made up. Like, this story is not checking out at all.
You've watched way too much TV before you crash on that island. He's got an old TV. He only gets the reruns of Batman.
He fell asleep during Dreadflix. He has no idea what's going on.
Woke up, wanted to go on a river cruise. I don't know what's going on.
I woke up early with a taste for mud.
Yeah.
What is going on? And I would like a mountain lion. Do you know a guy?
So they deliver. I think it's legal here. I really do.
Yeah, that's the thing. Maybe you should check into. Hey, first, are you home? And can I get a copy of your state's laws?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. We're not a state. Excellent. I'll be there in a couple hours.
Well, I'm saying you're the guy that like called your guy. Like didn't even be like, hey, I got 2 questions for you. Neither one of which are, is this legal for you to have?
Well, the third one would have been, tell me you have a baby gate to put in your laundry room door.
And when I say baby gate, I mean like an entire like estate gate.
Yeah.
You know someone who's getting rid of their entire brick estate fence?
You know anybody that owns like an armored truck that doesn't run and they just want to park in the yard?
I never been to your place. How big is your yard?
Yeah, right.
I own a condo.
I own a condo.
That's going to be a problem.
So they have 2 stories. It's 2 floors.
Well, it looks like we've run out of time, everybody. This has been That Checks Out with Damon and Ted. As I said at the top of the show, you can find us at thatchecksout.net. All the socials are That Checks Out WDT, except for the ones that aren't. I'm not even going to tell you those ones. Find out on your own.
Right.
They're linked under all of our episodes. Please listen, share, subscribe, tell all your friends. This has been That Checks Out. I am Ted. That makes him Damon. Coming to you from Audiohive Podcasting Studio. That checks out.
Total sausage fest in here, too.
That does.
That checks out. We have a sponsor today, but I was going to read it. I've never read one before, so I was going to read it.
Don't mess it up.
Oh, I will.
We have a reputation.
Of messing things up.
Yeah. And I want you, so don't ruin it.
Yeah. Don't you dare nail this. Don't you think. Should we even think about nailing this?